Trump makes two genders and anti-DEI policy official. Donald Trump was recently sworn in once again as the 47th President of the United States of America. Shortly after he was sworn in, Trump issued executive orders changing the US government's policies on gender and diversity. This was, of course, in line with the promises that he made on his campaign trail. Trump signed an order designating two genders only, male and female, and declaring that these cannot be changed. In fact, in his own words, and I quote, as of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female, end quote. He also said that he would forge a society that is colorblind and merit based. Now, according to some experts, these orders are aimed at ending a range of policies which were aimed at promoting racial equity and protecting the rights for LGBTQ people. Since 2022, the State Department's inclusion of a third gender marker on passports symbolized progress for non binary and intersex individuals. This new policy mandates that all federal documents reflect only male or female designations, effectively erasing the existence of non binary, intersex, and transgender individuals in government systems. For the first time, when I heard this news as a middle aged conservative Indian male, I was like, wow, this is going back to the old times pre woke generation without any confusion of all the pronouns and things like that. But on reflecting a little bit and doing a little bit of research, a few questions did pop up in my mind. Now, according to some articles, there are about 1.4 to 2 million adults in the USA who identify as transgender. And it is shocking but not very surprising to know that people belonging to the trans community often face issues such as lack of legal recognition and protection, poverty, stigma, harassment, and discrimination. In fact, some reports state that over half the trans population has experienced violence against them in one form or the other. With the new policies in place, we must wait and watch to see how the trans community reacts to these new policy changes. Well, this was what is happening in the West. What about India? Well, it is true that while LGBTQ rights in India have still to come a long way, the concept of the third gender is not something which is new. In fact, there have been evidences for the existence of a third gender in even the Hindu holy texts such as the Mahabharata, which talks about the great warrior Shikhandi and about the warrior Arjuna, who disguised himself as a third gender dance instructor called Brihannala during his Agyatwas. The Indian society in general is not unfamiliar with the clan of the Hijdas. Often called transgenders by outsiders, Indian society and mostly the Hijdas themselves consider them to be neither male nor female nor transitioning, but a completely separate class, the third gender. In fact, in recent times, the third gender has officially been recognized as citizens deserving of equal rights. The Supreme Court of India has stated it is the right of every human being to choose their gender, and that recognition of the group is not a social or medical issue but a human rights issue. In fact, they directed the government to open education and job opportunities to all third gender groups. Admittedly, progress has been slow, but in 2015, the first Hijda mayor in India was elected in the city of Raigad, and in 2017, the city of Kochi hired 23 Hijdas to work for their public transit system. With all these things happening in the West, we can only hope and pray that justice is done to one and all, that no person, irrespective of their gender identity, is left behind. Cut.